Welcome home, Mr. Jensen.
Hello everyone, I'm the gamer from Game Smasher 101 here, and today, or last week, because this should have been uploaded last week, but today the fall 2021 anime has come to an end. So before I continue on, I just wanted to say, I know it's super late and we're already in January. I think second week already in January. My apologies for being this super late. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a good Christmas, and I hope you all had a good New Year's. So there's like 3 things I forgot to mention. I should have mentioned them in my past videos, but you know, I'm a dumbass. So yeah, so let's get back to what I was saying. So this is another one of my Let's Talk a Bit videos I usually do, and usually at the end of every anime season. Well, I changed it. Before it used to be just whenever, but it's gonna be, I changed it to if you don't know what my Let's Talk a Bit is, my Let's Talk a Bit is almost like a you know when people used to make those videos where they like talk about stuff. Yeah, that's basically what this video is about. But the difference is I talk about anime. So yeah, fall 2021 has come to an end. And there was a lot of good shows, there was a lot of decent shows. I don't like saying bad, or I don't like shitting on shit, because you know, I think every show that comes out mostly comes out to promote a manga. So usually it's not always gonna be the best looking show, you know. That's the thing I'm gonna probably talk about at the end of this Let's Talk a Bit, because you know, there's somewhat of an issue I see that people are doing about animations and anime, and we'll get into that, but I just want to talk about anime of this season that's come to an end, because now we are in winter 2022. So hopefully I'll keep this short, because usually when I make these videos they tend to be like almost an hour long, and I use Let's Talk a Bit like, you know, we're talking for a couple minutes, but for some reason it drags on. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it does. So it's probably because I'm talking like this and I just keep dragging the video on. But yeah, so the only animes I'm not gonna talk about, because I'm not sure if they've ended, and also because some of them are leftovers that I'll talk about when the winter season's over. So those animes are Osamu Ranking. Yo, that new opening. Yo, if you're sleeping on Osama Ranking, wake up. So Shaman King, the 2021 version, is still ongoing, so I'm not gonna talk about that one. Platinum End is also ongoing, and I'm not gonna talk about that one. Shoumatsu no Harem, I can't really talk about that one because I've only seen 2 episodes, and for some reason it's like gone deleted off Crunchyroll, where I saw it. And I think they actually uploaded a recent first episode again, but I see people are complaining about censorship. But we'll talk about that maybe in the next Let's Talk a Bit. 86, second half, or season 2, I guess if you want to call it that. I think the last episode has been postponed because of like delays in like the studios or something, but you know, if they're having struggles, you know, let them delay it, which sucks, but you know, if they're trying to put out a good anime, then I guess let them. So I'm not gonna talk about that one. Lupin the Third Part 6, that's also a leftover, so I'm not gonna talk about that. World Trigger Season 3, I'm not gonna talk about that one either, because that's also a leftover. But episode 13, yo, I don't really care much about animation. I thought that the fight in that episode was gonna be hype, but they kind of made it more hype with the animation. But enough about that. I'm not gonna talk about Blade Runner Black Lotus because that's still ongoing. Nor am I gonna talk about Kimetsu no Yaiba Yukakuhen Season 2, or the second season of Demon Slayer. Kyokai Senki, they kind of left it. I don't know if that's supposed to be the last episode, or there's supposed to be one more episode, or maybe it's supposed to continue on, but I'm not sure about that one either. That one's the only one I'm not sure if they're continuing it or not. Those are the couple animes I'm not going to talk about for this video, because it's like I said, those are still ongoing, and there's just that one that I don't know if it ended or not. If it has ended, I don't know. So, yeah, so like I said, we're gonna go climb back to I'm gonna go to my ladder and go back to the top of my list and talk about the rest of these anime. So the first anime I'm going to be talking about. Alright, so before I start, I forgot to mention this before. I'm gonna put 1 minute on my timer just to keep track of myself, because I tend to like go a bit more further than a minute when I talk about an anime. And this is just to keep the video shorter than it actually is, because I know I tend to ramble a lot, and I know some of you guys don't give a crap of what I say. So let me hit the timer. After I say the title of the anime, I'm gonna hit the timer just to keep everything intact. So first anime is kyuuketsuki no, sugu shinu, which is the vampire dies in no time. So if you don't know, the anime is mostly based around a vampire hunter, and or should I say just a regular hunter, and and then there's also monsters in here, mostly vampires. So I guess the vampire hunter part was the right thing for me to say. But then we have this other what was his name? The main hunter is called Ronald. I don't know, for some reason I feel like saying Ronaldo, but Ronald. And then there's Dracula, or Draluk, I think is his name. Yes, I think so. And yeah, so Draluk, that sounds weird saying it like that, dies really quick. That's mostly like it's a comedy show, if you didn't know. It's a comedy show, and yeah, it's actually, you know, pretty funny when Draluk dies. And I like his little pal, or his partner, the armadillo. Oh, all right. So there you go. And it's his name is John. Wacky, funny. There is gonna be a season 2, which I'm happy, because this is a really funny show. It's not funny where you're waffling, as the people still say that, rolling down the floor laughing, or I'm dying, or I'm losing breath. Like, not that funny, because I know comedy people say it's subjective. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, but this is funny where you could chuckle. Like, huh, that was pretty funny. But yeah, it's almost like Osomatsu-san funny. But I think Osomatsu-san was a bit more funnier. Well, season 1. The rest of the season were like okay. Season 1 was like, had me like laughing. So this show here is also a comedy. I think it's episodic. It's not really a linear story. And yeah, highly recommend if you like comedy animes. I really enjoyed it. Funny show. Like I said, John, the armadillo, is the best companion you can have. Alright, so we're gonna go to the next anime. Alright, for the next anime we're gonna be talking about, it's Gyakuten Sekai no Denshi Shoujo, or Rumbo Grendol, as they say it in English. So yeah, basically this show. Oh, I forgot the most important part. So basically, this anime is I really like the little chibi part where the girls were became like small, and I had almost like, I don't know. Or when they fuse with like this robot. Well, basically, the premise is like these robots are defending Akihabara, I think the place is called, and yeah, then this alternate universe comes to this universe where everyone's with anime and stuff. With the alternate universe is no anime, and they like militarized, and they like transported into their world where they're all anime and idols and shit. And they're like, no, fuck this, and it's just like almost like an otaku fight, I guess you can call it. But where they ended it off, it feels like there could be a second season. But from what I saw, I didn't. Oh damn, that shit loud. So from what I liked, like I said, they didn't show much, but I did like when the girls became like little, and they had like little stubby arms and legs. I don't know, I just found that really cute. And yeah, it's an enjoyable show. I wouldn't actually recommend it, because it's like not that it's like a mecha anime, but not full of action. there's some action, but it's not. It's mostly like focused on the characters or the character development between Rin and Hosomichi. All right, I'm gonna finish there because I know the timer went off and I should stop. It's what I'm talking about. All right, for the next anime is Shinkanomi Shiranai Uchi ni Kachugumi Jinsei, which is the fruit of evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. And yeah, this was kind of weird. It's basically another isekai, and when I say weird, it's like what the fuck? Like, there was literally Abraham Lincoln in this anime, and yeah, I feel like it was trying to be a fairy tale with like a guild, and I don't know. It was like it felt so. I don't even know if they're gonna make a season 2. I know there was people saying this anime was trash. Basically, the guy named Seiichi, and he gets isekai with his classroom or his classmates, and he was a fat guy, and he was like a reject. But now that he transported in he isekai'd into another world, and that sounds redundant, and yeah, he became powerful. Well, he like, you know, testing his abilities out, but he's kind of powerful. And there's another character which is Saria, which I don't want to spoil. Is this spoilers if I say she's a gorilla, and yeah, transformed into a human. All right, and then there's like some fruit, but whatever. So basically, I'm not gonna recommend this to nobody. There's not really anything you miss. I mean, if you want to see shits and laugh and giggle, I mean, it wasn't that funny, but it was like random shit happening, and you're like, what the hell? Go watch it, but the show's not really that good. I would support it, you know, because I kind of feel bad, but I don't know if they're gonna make a season 2. Alright, for the next anime we're gonna be talking about is Tact OP Destiny. I think that's just, it goes for both English and Japanese. So this anime is about well, it's about a character named Tact, which is the title of the name, and another character, Destiny, which is this spoil? No, I'm not gonna spoil none. All right, but let's just say it's almost like a musical-ish type anime, but not really musical because there's action and fighting, and forgot the other supporting character, Anna, and yeah, so we go on this mysterious vibe where it's like, oh, they got attacked, and well, the beginning of the first episode was actually pretty interesting, where it like shows them playing the piano, and then like this fucking monster creature runs, and then like the other character transforms, and she gets addressed, or should I say Destiny gets addressed, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I could say who Destiny is, but I think if you watch the show, I think it's considered a spoiler. I don't know. Oh my god. Alright, so there's the time. I would recommend this show for if you like those mysterious action-ish fantasy. I'll give you a minute. Alright. Technical difficulties with animals. So yeah, so this game, I mean, I didn't know this anime was based on a game. I think a mobile game. I found that out like literally the last episode. I think someone commented it in like one of the where I was watching it. I'm not trying to sponsor any websites, and yeah, and I mean that doesn't necessarily make me want to play the game, but it is interesting. I'd say that, and yeah, and it's a mobile game, smartphone game. Yeah, I don't play mobile games, but the anime was pretty decent. Alright, for the next anime we're talking is Deep Insanity, The Lost Child. I think that's just the way, the same name in Japanese. And yeah, so this anime, I'll be honest, it was like not that good. I wouldn't recommend it to much people. This is also based on a game by Square Enix. I forgot. I think it's another mobile game. I'm not sure. So main character Daniel Kai. Yeah, and then they're fighting a well, it's like what was the forgot what the little girl was called. Well, he goes to like there. It's like shows monsters, but I feel like the story's not about the fucking monsters. It's about this other little girl. I forgot her name. Well, I can't really spoil much, but at the ending, it's almost like a never-ending cycle, I guess you could call it. I'm gonna stop my timer right there because I know it's gonna be loud as shit. But this show's I don't really like saying it's bad. It's entertaining, but you're not really missing much if you skip this show. But if you like action and mystery, I guess I recommend it. But like I said, I feel like they should have focused more on the monsters and the mystery behind that instead of focusing on what they did in the show. Because they focus more on another character, which I forgot her name. But it's like, okay, I'm just gonna end it there because I have to spoil the show to explain it more. But I'm not gonna do it. But like I said, this was decent, not bad, but decent. All right, so this is another anime. Well, I guess you can call it anime. Doshenji, which is Ancient Girl's Frame, which yeah, so hold on, let me alright, so this is an anime, but I think this was by Chinese animation, or like it's a Chinese anime, but I think Japan like dubbed it. And yeah, so Ancient Girl's Frame. It's almost like what's the other one? You know, the magical fox spirit. I forgot how the name of the title. And then there's another one, I think Outcast. Well, it's like that because the studio was Bilibili. Which when I see Bilibili, I automatically know, yeah, that's Chinese. So, and from what I see, it was basically almost like a mecha anime. But I think some of the robots are like how do I call it? Well, the girls are called ancient girls, and I guess frame. I don't know. The Chinese. Oh my god. Okay, so Chinese animes. Like, this is my opinion. Like they tend to like go like a weird direction where it's like, oh, you go in for this, and then it literally changes halfway into it. I don't know if it's just me. That's just how I feel with Chinese animes because I've seen a couple, like the two I mentioned. And I feel like they start out with a premise, but then they literally change halfway into it, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's almost like Korean manhwa, I think that's how you call it. Comics or manga, I guess you can call it manga. They literally start out, and then they like literally branch out, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, maybe, well, I don't get it. But this show almost did exactly the same. Like, it started out with mechas and the monsters, and then it literally went into like the character development. Like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of these stories that like introduce like a premise that is interesting tend to like go off focusing more on the characters, which like it's not that I don't care about the characters, just like why do you do that? But yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of forgot the characters' names. I know how they look. I just forgot their names. So, what I recommend this show, if you like mechas and I guess drama between sisters, well, I mean, not really. Well, you get another character that's like an alien that comes in, but yeah, I don't know. It's like, it feels like all over the place. Maybe it's just me. All right, no offense to anyone who liked this show. So yeah, okay. Like I said, if you like mechas, I'd recommend it, but I wouldn't actually go out and tell people to go watch it. Oh my god, so this is a long ass title. So, Sunano nakami janai to yusha no pari wo oidasareta node henkyou de slow life suru koto ni shimashita. Which This means banished from the hero's party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Damn, that's a long ass title. So, oh, I forgot my timer. So a character named Red. Yes, Red. No, not Aka. No, Akai. Red. And another character named Rit. Decide to live peacefully in a village. And yeah, it was pretty like slice of life until the halfway into it, where you find that the heroes that Red used to be with are looking for him, or should I say, this guy named what was his name? Ares, like a priest guy. Yeah, it's kind of a douchebag, but yeah, I think what's the other girl that was looking for him too? Well, let's just say another hero was looking for him, and then like drama happens halfway into the show, and I did enjoy it. I don't. This is not an isekai; it's a fantasy, and yeah, I feel like I was like more invested with the. Oh my god, this fucking timer. Okay. I felt more invested in the slice of life half, and then the ending half happened. I was like, oh shit. And good thing the girl with the spider, you know, the girl, the little girl with the little spider. I forgot her name. Luckily no wait, spoilers. Spoilers. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna end it out here. Good show. I'd recommend it for people who like fantasy. All right, so this is Sekai Saiko no Ansatsusha Isekai Kizoku ni Tensei Suru, which is the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Another long ass title. So yeah, this one I did like, because it was like an assassin dude from our world who was an old man who dies or gets isekai'd and reincarnates into a aristocrat. And yeah, and he comes into a family of assassins, and yeah, pretty OP, especially what happens towards the ending. But I'm not gonna spoil the ending much. Nuke, huh? But yeah, well, not really a nuke. Oh wait, spoilers. All right, so like I said, main character's name Luge, Lugh, L-U-G-H. All right, I don't know how to say that. Luge, and another he adopts or takes an orphan who ran away from her family because they treated her like a piece of shit. I think her name was Tarte, and I think Luge also gets trained by, oh my god, I think I'm all over the place. Gets trained by Dia, and you know what, let's just end it there for my timer. I'm not trying to drag the video on. So good show, highly recommend. A lot of action, stealth. His dad kind of bamboozled me in that one episode. I was like, oh shit, but it was training. Alright, so good show, I recommend it. I don't really recommend isekais like that, but this is actually pretty decent. Alright, for the next anime, Heike Monogatari, which is the Heike story. And yeah, I forgot to start the timer. Okay, so main character Biwa, which is the main character girl who can kind of see the future. She covered one of her eyes. I kind of got confused. I think it was her blue eye that sees the future. But I don't know, because sometimes she covers her blue eye and her brown eye is open, and then she sees the future. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't focusing much. Really interesting story. There's actually a backstory with this. The Heike story is actually, I think, a real event that happened, but over-exaggerated through the times. It's pretty interesting. This had a lot of, I think, Buddhist teachings that if I was a Buddhist, I would probably get the story a bit more. Like I said, really interesting. There was one, I think, one of the three brothers that I did like, where he was like in the water and he fought one of the samurais, and that's like the only guy I did respect or I did like, because he went down with a fight and didn't give up like the other brother. Well, spoilers. Okay, so like I said, I highly recommend this if you like if you like Japanese history, because I think there is a bit of truth in this. But I think in this, well, not the future girl seeing the future part, but I think what the story was telling of the heike, and yeah, really interesting. Like I said, I highly recommend this for anyone who likes Japanese history. Well, you could probably go see a YouTube video about it, but yeah, but in story wise for the anime, it's really good. Except for, well, that one story with one of the brothers was actually I really did like, and the story about the part where the clan was like hiding in the fields, and then like birds flew up and they got scared, and it was kind of like they were like showed their weakness and they ran. Well, I'm kind of spoiling episodes, but like I said, a really interesting story. But I'm not a Buddhist, or I'm not into like Buddhism, so I couldn't really get much of the reference. But I kind of got some of the things they were trying to say with some of like my favorite part is where they I know I'm going on even longer than the timer. I did like the part where it went like where she played her what do you call the instrument? Shit. What was the Japanese instrument? Shit, I forgot the name. I'll throw the name up like, in the video here. You'll see what I'm talking about. When she played that, I really did like that part. Alright, so next anime is Purarore, Pride of Orange. Puraioru? Puraioru. I think that's how you say that, katakana. But yeah, so I think same shit in English. But yeah, hold on my timer. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of got confused because the art style literally reminds you of Love Live, which is not Love Live. Well, I don't think it is, but like I said, the characters literally look like they're from Love Live. So main character Manaka, and yeah, she wants to play hockey, which if anyone likes hockey, there you go, there's an anime for hockey. But I know people are like, oh, but there's the girls and shit. But I mean, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, so she has friends, they all join up. There's one friend from Manaka who leaves, and but I think comes back no spoilers. Alright, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm not really that into hockey like that, but it was actually pretty interesting. I don't know if this is based on a game or not, or another series, but I hate this timer. But pretty interesting show. I feel like because the first season, well, I don't know if there's gonna be a second season, but this season felt like it was a build-up. You know how usually like basketball animes or soccer animes or baseball animes, like, I think build up in the beginning for like characters, and then I think the next season will probably hit it with more hockey. But so far I did enjoy a bit of it. There was not much hockey in the first season. It was mostly them practicing. But like I said, I think if they have another season, I think they'll have more hockey, and then I could tell my more of an opinion on the anime if it comes out second season, if there is a second season. But if you like hockey, I would kind of recommend it, because like I said, there's not really much hockey in this anime. Mostly the characters they focus on. Alright, so we have Scarlet Nexus. I think that's also a Japanese game, which is actually a game. This one I do know because I saw a lot of advertisement for Scarlet Nexus. I don't know if this this anime follows the game. If it does, yeah, not the best story. It's almost like Scarlet Nexus, literally Scarlet is almost like the color red. And if you know the story in Japan about the red string, that's basically what they focus on. Oh, this was basically what it's about. But there's no love. Mostly about futurish things where you could go to the future, this is the past, and then this guy and his name was Yuito and Kasane, which both have the powers of the red string. I guess Scarlet, I guess you could call it, and they could like oh my fuck. Yo, this shit loud as hell in my ear. and they go back forward. They're like there's a lot of like a bit of action, and the ending I did not I did not like the ending. Well, what happened to Yuito? The ending. No one. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Okay, decent show, not really bad, but I feel like it dragged on a bit for some parts. But a decent show. If a DVD or a Blu-ray comes out, like I do with every anime, I'll support it and buy it because I watched it and I enjoyed it. Well, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't recommend it to people. Alright, so this anime, I know everyone knows this for some, like everyone's like all hype and screaming like the hills have eyes and they're like, oh! But this anime is Komi-san wa Komyusho desu, and it's Komi can't communicate. So, personally, I enjoyed it, but I feel like it was like, I don't know, there's just something about the show where it was like the characters were too hyper. And I was just like, yo, relax. But it's about a girl named Komi who suffers from for what thing was like communication issues where she can't really communicate, or she's not really talkative. I think it's just like maybe a psychological thing. Yeah, and she wants to make friends. And we got another guy named Hitohito Tadano. Shit, yeah, I don't know why I was stuttering on that. But yeah, he helped her, and I feel like the bad thing about it is that everyone praises her, like, oh, call me this, call me that, oh, call me clap, call me. But in the end of the day, no one really like talks to her. They just praise her, and then they just like say, oh, call me, yeah, fuck off. That's how the vibe I feel, and I kind of like, oh, that's the only half that I feel like, oh. But I feel like those people who hype Komi up are literally like the people who hype the anime up. I don't know. Maybe I'm like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's how people actually are. And then literally the show ends and no one gives a fuck about it anymore. Alright, next anime is Sakugan. Alright. Same thing in Japanese, but it's in katakana. So start the timer. So basically, it's almost like it kind of reminded me of Gurren Lagann. Well, are they underground? I think they are. They're in like colonies, underground. I think, because I know they're like digging through stuff. Well, main character Memenpu, which is the little girl in the beginning, and her father Gagamber. It sounds weird as shit. Yeah, so they're like regular, they're like miners. I think they're in the beginning, and then like these monsters, or they fight monsters, and yeah, she gets visions of a tower, and she wants to go there, and her father's like, you know what? I mean, we don't need to go there, but let's just go, I guess. They set up on an adventure, and well, in the first episode, her friend dies. I don't think that's spoiled because it happens literally in the first episode. But yeah, and these visions, she's having. Alright, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but interesting show. Would kind of recommend it. Because of the mysteries between Gagamber and Memenpu, and then what you find out later on in the show. But like I said, I don't want to spoil much. So, like I said, good show. I would recommend it. Even if you don't like those type of like mystery type sci-fi shows. But it was good. No matter what you say. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there. So, the next show, oh my god, I really like this show. Shiroi Sunano Akatope, which is the aquatope on white sand, which I really like this show. So basically it's about kukuru, which is someone who's I don't know how to say runs a little aquarium called Gamma Gamma Aquarium. I say I like it and I already forget. The Gamma Gamma Aquarium.
in Okinawa, which it's funny because they have this little like dude, this little like almost like a gremlin looking dude, or like kid I should say, that's always like in the show, but it's not actually a main premise. But then I find out that I remember I was reading a manga from a character from Okinawa, and she mentions about these like little, it's like these two little I'll get back to that later. So it's about let me stop the timer because I fucking hate this timer. So like I said, Kukuru, who owns a Gama Gama aquarium, little aquarium with her grandfather and grandfather, I guess, like grandpa, and and she meets this girl Idol who decides to leave Idol for about a time, Fuka, and they meet up. Two people meet up, and you know they're like desperate times because the Gama Gama is not really doesn't really like have the money or funds to sustain itself to be open, and yeah, drama happens, and also Fuka with her being an idol, and like sad events happen, but then I don't want to keep going because I feel like it's gonna spoil the first half, and then if it goes into the second. But I really did like the show. It's a slice of life, kind of like not drama-ish in terms of like love, but drama in terms of like life and circumstances that you find yourself in. And I really do like the show, and I really recommend. I'm like recommend this show to anybody. Not that it's like really good in action and all this, but the storyline and the two characters, you know, you fall in love. Well, not fall in love like, oh my god, I love him, it's my waifu, but you fall in love and saying like you get emotionally invested in the characters. And you know, someone like me who likes fish, I did really like the aquarium half and the story wise of what they have here. And you know, Fuka, like I said, an idol, and she tries to do her best. Same thing with Kukuru, tries to do her best for what she sees. But well, there's a manga I read called Okinawa de Suki ni Natako ga Hogen Sugita Sura Shiguru, and in that, well, it's based on Okinawa. Well, I'm not gonna go into what the manga's about, but I remember reading that manga, and there was a part where it shows shizas, which we don't know. These are shizas. These are like these little animals, or like what do you call them? Wow, they're like these creatures who like, the male has his mouth open, the female has his mouth closed, and I think mostly because the male shiza has his mouth open because he keeps the demons or the Majimun and from entering the house. Well, in Okinawa they keep this thing in front of their house, or like I don't know where they have it in their houses because I'm not Japanese, so I'm not really well versed, but they like have these like little statues where one has mouth and the female has the mouth closed because it's to prevent good fortune from leaving the house. So there's a character in this anime from Akatope on the White Sand, which is like this background character. You see him running around and he has his mouth open, I think represents the male Shiza, which I think he's probably preventing her or trying to like eat up all the bad that's happening in her life. Well, like I said, I really love this show. As you can see, I'm going way off my timer, but like I said, I found that really also interesting because I didn't know who the fuck this kid with the red hair, like magical being that's like running around with always smiling. Then I realized, oh no, wait, in Okinawa they have like a tale of or these statues of Shiza and or Shizas. I think I'm saying that right. Shizas. Shisa? I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna put the name up here and I'm gonna show you a picture of what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's what I think that character represents, because they never mention that character. But I think if you know about the history of Okinawa, you'll get that right away. But I just thought that was interesting to throw in this video because, like I said, I really do like this show. I'm gonna support this show. If manga comes out, if this show, I'm gonna buy it. If Blu-rays come out, I'm gonna buy it. Like I said, I really like this show. I don't think there's gonna be a season 2. It's basically the way they ended it off. But yeah, I really love this show. Would I recommend it? Like I said, I'd recommend it to people who are into anime, I guess you can say. Alright, so the next anime is Selection Project, which I I thought it was gonna be like a, you know, you've seen Total Drama Island. I thought it was gonna be something like that, but with idols, which was I was like, oh, okay, idols, and they're challenging each other to who's the best singer and this and that. But literally halfway it changes where it's like, oh, we all become friends, and you know what? Fuck this, screw this show. We're gonna be a crew. But is that spoilers? I don't know. But like I said, the beginning it shows the character named Suzune, and yeah, she's weak, and I think she has like was it a heart transplant with another character's sister. Spoilers? Well, I don't know. Well, does it say it in the show? Well, it's been a minute. So, well, like a couple days or a couple weeks from the show. But anyways, you have these other characters that are also trying to become idols, and like I said, oh my, I'm just getting it there. Pretty interesting premise. Will there be a season 2? I don't know, but if there is, I'll go watch it. But if you like idols and you like total drama-ish, so halfway into the show, I should say, I recommend it. I do like the ending music, the din 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 one day. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna sing, but a good show. I recommend it if you like idols and I guess music. Alright, so the next anime we got here is Visual Prison. Visuaru Prison. That's how you say it. Yeah, so this is about vampires, you know, being singers. So if you like idol vampires, I recommend the show. There is a lot of how should I say, shonen ai-ish like bait, like of what I feel. There's not a problem with that, you know. I mean, hey, if you like that, then you like that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I did enjoy it. Some of the music, I like how the only female character that's in this show is literally like almost like the villain that possesses another one of the characters. But the main story mostly focuses around Anjay, Yuki, and I think it was Guiltia. That's how you say his name. And yeah, basically focuses around them. And is it spoilers if I say this? But Angie is a vampire. I think I see it's a vampire. I don't know what the fuck you call it. It's like a hybrid with human and vampire. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna spoil. Is it shonen ai? Well, I don't know, but that's what I felt like. I mean, I did enjoy it. A lot of like handsome guys there, I guess I could say. Can I say pretty? I don't know, but like I said, if you like music, idols, vampires, shonen ai, I guess, if you're like that type of person that likes that, I'd recommend the show, because it was pretty alright, I guess. Nah, I wouldn't recommend it just anybody though. Alright, for the next anime is Isekai Shokodo 2, which is Restaurant to Another World Season 2. And there's not really much I could say because this is like mostly a calm. Is it slice of life? I don't think it is, but it's like episodic of these people that come from different dimensions or worlds. Where is it different worlds, or do they come from the same world but different parts of the world? Well, yeah, but we do get more lore behind the chef, I think, towards the ending. And yeah, it's like I said, there's not really much I can say because this is like I've seen this the first season like a while back, and this is season 2, so it's not really like I could recommend you a season 2, but I would recommend you season 1 and coming to season 2 because this is a pretty calm show. It's like one of these shows where you sit back, you know, like laid back camp. It's almost like that, where you could just lay down and sit down and eat something while watching it. And yeah, it's a slice of life. Really enjoyed it. More lore into the story, and yeah, and I can't really say much about it because it's just a calm show. Alright, for the next anime is Taisho Otome Otogibanashi. That's how they say that. And Taisho Maiden Fairy Tale. So, that's the timer. So, Yuzuki, who was, can she be considered an orphan, or maybe her family was in debt, and the father of Tamahiko, his father bought her and decided to, go with my son, useless waste of space. And yeah, I said that, but that's basically how the father sees Tamahiko. And yeah, the father's a piece of shit, or should I say his whole family's a piece of shit. And well, not Tamahiko's sister, because I think she kind of redeems herself in the show. But it's a pretty cute show. Luckily, it didn't end how I thought it was gonna end, like in the last episode. But pretty cute show if you like romance, and I wouldn't really call this a comedy. But yeah, I do feel bad for the Yuzuki. I do feel bad for her, because oh my god, I feel like she was thrown into this situation. But hopefully there's more love that happens between Tamahiko and Yuzuki. I really like, there is love, but I'm saying like more than what they have in the show, more interactions, because I find it cute. And yeah, so like I said, if you like romance type animes, it does tend to become a bit drama-ish towards the last half. And oh my god, remember that one episode with what was her name, Ryo? This girl who fucking yo, but she kind of redeems herself halfway, but she's still a piece of shit for doing what she did. So, I'm not gonna spoil what she did, but yeah, like I said, I recommend the show, and to people who like romance shows. Alright, so the next anime is Blue Period, Buru Periodo. And yeah, hold on, let me tell you. So it's basically a show about drawing, art, or should I say art, not drawing. And a guy named Yatora, which first didn't know what he wanted to do, and then he's like, let me pick up a paintbrush and start painting. And yeah, he decides to join like an art club and this and that, and kind of got emotional with his mother, where he's like, I don't know if she's gonna accept me, but I wanna, become an artist. And yeah, that part where she gave him like the drawing of her cooking, and I don't know, that kind of felt emotional. But that's kind of spoilers, because it happens like kind of mostly almost to the last episodes. But yeah, and we have another character named Ryuji, which I was kind of confused at first, because it's like let's just call it like it's a guy who wants to be looked at as a girl. And yeah, I'm not gonna go into more of that subject, but it's like kind of like saddish. And yeah, I'm not gonna touch the top, but it's a pretty good show. I do like the opening music of the show. I feel like they left off with a cliffhanger, because obviously I think that you can go read the manga. That like every anime that comes, like it's mostly to promote the manga. Well, some to promote the manga, but I really found the show interesting, and when season 2 comes out, I'm definitely gonna watch it. What I recommended, if you find painting boring, and you don't really like that type of like stuff, and I guess there's like a bit of drama, I guess you can say, but like I said, if you like those drama-ish slice of life shows, I'd recommend this. But there's no action in this, so don't go into the show thinking there's gonna be action. Oh my god, this show, Sekai no Paladin, the Far Away Paladin. Yeah, remember when I made one of my Let's Talk About, and I talked about this anime, and I said, this manga, and I was like, yo, I really love this manga, and we got an anime for it. There's a lot of animes coming out that I've read, and I'm like, yo, I'm happy. I'm happy that I just got an anime. But I don't know, I feel like they kind of skipped some things in the show. I don't really 100% remember what I've read, but I feel like the Mary, Blood, and Augustus part, when Mary Blood, William G, Mary Blood, was I feel like that half was, I think some parts were skipped. I don't know. From my memory, I feel like there had to be a little bit more that showed there. I don't know, because in the anime, it wasn't that emotional. But when I read it in the manga, I felt like it's so emotional to the part where it happens, like later on. I don't know. I feel like they went a bit too quick in that part. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. From what I remember, like I said, the anime is decent, but I would recommend you go read the manga, because I feel like the manga, I don't know, I felt more invested in the manga than I did in the anime. That's probably because I read it already, so I already knew everything that was going on. But yeah, like, highly recommend this show. Really good. The story wise in the manga is also good. I highly recommend if you like fantasy. And if you don't know, I'm talking about the manga. William G. Maryblood gets a guy, I guess Isekai, has the same memory he has from his other previous world, goes in this world and grows up, and I guess you can call it an Isekai. Wait, does it say it in the anime? Shit, is that spoilers? Whatever. But good show, a lot of like action, fantasy, like I guess adventure. Really good show. But that's because I read it. But if anything, I prefer you guys to go read the manga, because I feel like the manga gets, I don't know, maybe me personally, I got more invested into the story. Alright, so the next anime is Senpai ga Uzai Kohai no Kanashi, which is my senpai is annoying. And basically it's almost like a slice of life about a girl named Futaba, which she's actually short. And I know there was a whole, like, people were like, oh my god, little fucking girl, and this big dude, if you don't know, the big dude is Harumi. And but no, Futaba is not a young girl, she's just a small woman. And they do exist. Alright, I know this lady who's literally looks like a fucking kid, but he's literally like small. And yes, so I don't know why people were like that. Well, besides the controversy, this was a cute slice of life. The cute interaction between Futaba and Harumi, and also the side character, which is Toko and Sota, which was also cute. And best girl Natsumi. I don't know, something about her, consider her waifu material. I don't know, but like I said, great friend Natsumi pushing Futaba to Harumi, and yeah, so cute slice of life business. Is there romance? Not much, but there's still vibes of a romance. And yeah, comedic parts, and some have to. And yeah, not much else to say. I don't want to talk about the controversy because we're talking about the anime, not the controversy behind it. But like I said, good show. Recommend it for anyone who likes those comedy romance types shows. Alright, so now we have Jahi-sama wa Kuji Kenai, or the great Jahi will not be defeated. So basically, I guess you could call it a reverse isekai, which Jahi, which is like the second demon lord, top demon lord of her world, gets defeated by a magical girl, which I don't know if it's spoilerish if I say who the magical girl is, but yeah, so she breaks the crystals and they go flying. I think some of the demons go flying into, or isekai into the human world, and then she's weak. And yeah, basically comedy is she's trying to get back the crystals, but the crystals actually like it gives bad luck to anyone who collects it. My favorite character was Druji. I liked her, I like the way she gets like so sexual when Jahi like belittles her. She's like, yes, Jahi more. Favorite character Druji. Shoutouts. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So if you like, if you find it interesting, the premise of her from the dark realm getting isekai into the human world and trying to collect crystals, and she gets treated like a little girl, and she's just like, damn it, I was the leader of the demon realm before, And why the fuck does Druge have this entire fucking money and I fucking like in this broke ass place? Basically what the show's about, but highly recommend it for anyone who like comedy shows. Alright, the next anime that I've watched is Mute King, the Dancing Hero. Mute King, the Dancing Hero. So this is actually a remake I guess of the original version of Mute King. If you didn't know, I didn't even know this till I think I looked it up. Tono Demo Senshi Mute King, which is there a DVD of it? Cause I never heard of this show. It's like the first time I seen it, and it's funny because literally in the first episode they had Plastic Love. Well, not the song itself, but like the beat of it. Which when I first saw it, like, whoa. But yeah, Muteki, which is the main character, transforms into a fighting guy named Mute King, and he got his friend DJ who helps him transform. And I really love the transition. I remember there was this when they fight this evil organization from CEO, and and I think Aurora, which was like the girl that he was fighting. And I remember that one of her songs, because I think there was 2 songs before the main song, because that last song, like, there was no fucking way Mute King's beating him with that dance. And it literally showed, because literally a couple episodes that passed, he couldn't even beat her. But to be fair, that song was really fucking good. When Aurora was singing I forgot how that song goes.
I know you're lost, you can't find it. I'm waiting for you. Where are you now? I'd hold around you, waiting for one. You made mistakes nobody can fix, but I try for you.
But it was like so good. Like that literally, if there's a full song of that, I would definitely like download the song or buy the song if it comes out, cause it was a really good song. I'm surprised that I was like, when I first heard it, I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, Mute King, like, I like your song, but like, yo, hers is like really good. That's why this guy couldn't even beat her. But yeah, so anyways, good show if you like musical action based shows. I really highly recommend this show. I did like it. If there's a season 2, I'll definitely be the first one to go run watch it. Mute King, are you dancing? No. Alright, for this other one, this next anime is it's Megaton Q Musashi. Yo, I really like this anime. Basically, aliens come attacking civilization, and yeah, the human race I think was wiped out, and they're like, fuck humans. But then these guys, they're like living in like this false peace. And basically the main character named Yamato, and he has like 2 other homies, Ryugo and Teru. And Teru's a homie because he is this spoiler if I say he clapped? Yeah, but I did like the beginning when he was like whooping ass, Yamato, and then Ryugo was like, yo, what the they're fighting. And then I forgot how, for saying I like it, I forgot how they like met up with like, oh, we gotta fight these alien guys. Now I don't know, there was something about it that I really liked the show. I think it was a vibe at the beginning that I liked. But like I said, Teru clapped. Alright, so I think I ended it off there because I don't want to keep dragging it on, but I really like this show. Highly recommend it for anyone who likes mecha and I guess sci-fi action. The next, and there was like a villain called Griffin. I forgot the villain's name already, but yo, that guy. But like I said, I recommend this show. There is a season 2 coming out, so like I said, I'm waiting for that season 2. Hopefully the opening is as good as the first one. That first opening gets you so hyped and pumped up to watch the show, and it's like, yo, really good show. Highly recommend it. Well, for if you like mechas. Alright, so here's Shikizakura. Shikizakura. Damn, that's really hard to say when if you get trying to say it quick. But yeah, it's another action based what do you call it? These guys in suits. What do you call that type of shit? Well, I forgot what you call it, but basically main character Kakeru and his friend Kippei. Well, I don't think his friend Kippei like gets involved, but Kakeru does with these other group of people who like transform, and I think he gets like a like armor that like is sent, basically fighting off these like these monsters, and yeah, so they like fight onis, and yeah, but the show's not really that good. It was entertaining, but if you don't really watch anime like that, I wouldn't actually recommend the show. But I do like towards the last episode there was a reference to another anime. Forgot the other anime was called. But like I said, they do reference another anime which I did like at the last episode. I forgot the name. If I remember, I'll throw a picture up. But I did like that. So it was a neat crossover. But I think the anime is mostly CG-ish. So I know there's some people who don't like CG, like fuck CG, hate it. But it was actually pretty decent CG, so it wasn't that bad. But I think I'd prefer if it was kind of more anime-ish. But like I said, I wouldn't. If you like the action-ish sci-fi, I'd recommend the show. But there wasn't really much holding the show that I would say go watch it. And but it was a decent watch. But like I said, I wouldn't actually recommend it for much for everybody. Alright, the next anime is Sankaku Mado no Sotogawa wo Yoru, which is the night beyond the tri-cornered window. And is this shonen ai because that it felt like that between the two characters, the character Rihito and Kosuke, and yeah, there was a lot of vibe I got from these two where they like grabbed each other, and the guy was like there's a lot of like kind of like a shonen ai-ish vibe. I don't know if it is, maybe it's not, but that's the type of vibe I got. And yeah, but it is horror-ish. He fights ghosts, and I did really like the show though. Not because of the shonen ai vibe I got between the characters, but it was pretty interesting with the fighting all ghosts and stuff like that, and also the crimes related stuff. It's just towards the end, and they mostly focus on one of the main characters, Rihito, and his like, I forgot. I think because the other main character, oh my god, the other main character Kosuke let some other person use him, and he got so like heartbroken, and he was like, "Yo, oh my god, you let someone else grab you and not me?" Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so I think they should have mostly focused on the crime, the paranormal part of the crimes and stuff. That was interesting until the other half where it was like mostly focused on both of them. I guess that was their way to end the season, but I really did like the show, so I'd recommend it if you like horror. But if the only catch is the boys, the shonen ai part, which there wasn't really much kissing or anything, but there was mostly like feeling it up. I should say, but it was actually pretty good. Alright, speaking of horror ghost types animes, there's Meruko-chan. I think it's the same thing in Japanese. Basically a girl named Miko, and she sees ghosts, but the catch is the ghosts don't know if she can see them. So the ghosts look at her and like, "Can you see me?" And she's like, "Oh shit!" And she acts like she doesn't see it, but she does. That's basically the catch of the show. It's kind of like a comedy-ish, because the ghost is like, "Do you see me?" And she's like, no." Well, she doesn't answer, but she acts like she doesn't. And the ghost is like, "I guess not," and they walk away. Those are like some parts where you're like, "Oh shit," suspenseful. When I'm not gonna spoil it, but her friend Hana, She has a friend named called Hannah, and then there's another called Yuria, which I think Yuria can also see ghosts. But is that spoilers? I don't know, but yeah. So you get comedy off of that. So would I recommend the show? Yes. If you like the comedy and ghost supernatural part. The first episode was kind of like horrors, where she like goes to grab her phone. I think her phone. I forgot. The phone was a charm. I forgot which one she's going to go grab, and then it was like all silent in the school, and then you see something pass, and like that was kind of. If they kept that vibe more, I think the show would be more scary than comedy. All right, and then speaking of Shikizakura being CG, this show Tesla No, which was also CG. Yeah, Tesla No was like the CG was bad, like not X arm bad, but bad. I mean, it's watchable, but yeah, if you don't like CG, I do not watch this anime, because it starts. It's funny because the beginning half of the show starts off with the boy and her mother, where they're animated, and then it becomes CG afterwards. Where yeah, man, but it was an interesting premise. It's about Tesla. You know Tesla. Everyone knows Tesla. Nikola Tesla, the genius inventor, creates like these shards, and yeah, they can go through time and shit like that. These fragments, and they're trying to collect it with their organization, trying to collect all the Tesla shards. And I think it was interesting in the beginning half, because it was like it's episodic with each shard they're trying to get. But I feel like they kind of like went off a different direction towards the ending, which was mostly focused on that, like the main characters, Botona is like, oh, there's like these villains, and it's like all action-ish, and I don't know, it like towards the ending I felt like it left the premise of the shards until literally the last scene with the villain from that half dying from a shard. But like I said, it was interesting, but I think the CG killed it. And maybe if the show was anime, it would kind of be a bit better and interesting, or watchable for some people, because I know there's people who fucking despise CG and they say they want CG to burn in a fire. But you know what? Hey, if you guys hate CG, then shit on Disney, because Disney be doing CGs and shit. Well, to be fair, Disney is kind of like a bit better, but in terms of CG. But hey, you know, they're trying. But I wouldn't recommend this show. I like the story. I'll recommend it for the story, but in terms of anime, yeah. Maybe there's a manga, and I think probably the manga is probably better. Like same thing with X-Arm, the manga was better than the anime, so maybe it's the same deal.
Alright, for my next anime I'm going to be talking about is Mushoku Tensei Isekai Itara Honkai Dasu, or Dasu Part 2. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. Shit, I messed it up. I can't really say much about this season because it's part 2 of the first season, so I could say stuff. So, but this is the second half of the series. Go watch the first half. I highly recommend this. You know, this is like almost as good as Re:Zero. This show right here. If you don't know, Rudy's, whatever, right? It's a guy, a fat dude, gets reincarnated into another world, like all isekais, and goes on a journey. Well, not really on a journey. It's more like he was forced on it. But he grows. He's a little kid. He grows up. He gets teached magic by Roxy, which is another character in the series. And yeah, and obviously, you know, he does this and that, and he goes into like this. He like wants to become a. Oh my god. Have you noticed I changed the ringer? but yeah, but I'm just gonna stop here. But really, really good show. Like, man, even second half of season 1, I guess you can call it, because it's part 2. It's not really a season 2, but part 2 of the first season. It was really fucking good, really amazing. Like, highly recommend this show. Like, man,
It's a really, really good show. Like I don't do it justice here. Go watch like a video on the series, on someone who's more into the series, like reads the novels and stuff. Because I only watch the anime, but judging by the anime, this is really, really good. Alright, my second to last anime is that I've watched this season is Sukito Laika to Nosferatu, which is Irena, the vampire cosmonaut. So yeah, if you don't know, cosmonaut is literally Russian astronaut, but I don't think they actually named the place. Like, I don't think this is specifically countries. They just call them like United Kingdom of whatever and this and that. And yeah, so I mean, basically they're Russians, right? And there's a race of vampire people who the Russians despise, and they're like, it's almost like kind of like a racial thing, but instead of being, I mean, I guess racial, right? Because there's vampires, and you know, they're like fuck vampire. But then there's one character. Well, the main character is called Lev, right? And the other main character is called Irina, which is the vampire. And yeah, you know, basically it's almost like the space race, but with a twist. Like, oh, they send a dog to space, and they're gonna also send a vampire to space before they send the first human in space. But it's like it's kept in secret, you know. And you know, someone like me who likes, you know, space and stuff like that, this was a really interesting story. Will there be a season 2? I'm not really sure the way they ended it. I'm not really sure there's gonna be a season 2. I mean, I think they could, but like, I think the main premise of the show was getting into space and about the vampires and this and that. But I felt like the ending was kind of like an ass pull. Like, it felt like there's no way that shit would end. That's not how they get how someone would react to what they did in the last episode. And yeah, but other than that, the story is actually good. I would recommend this series, and it's cute. There's not really much romance in it, but I would, like I said, recommend this. And if you like space and you like space race, like cosmonauts and stuff, I guess not really, but yeah. But really good show. Would recommend it to people who say, oh, recommend me an anime. This is when I recommend them. Alright, for my last anime here on my list, I actually have Fena the Pirate, but that came out last season, and I think I mentioned a bit of it, but I'm not going to mention it here because I feel like it's just going to be redundant of what I say. I think I said what I thought about it, but the ending was okay for that show. So that's just a little quick talk about that anime. But for the last anime here that I watched for this season was, I mean, it's not really an episodic thing. It was mostly like it was dropped on Netflix, which I think you already know. By hearing Netflix, you already know what I'm talking about. JoJo na Kimyo na Boken Part 6, Stone Ocean. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, and it was really good. And they did cut some things from what I've seen, like, because there's a lot of parts where, like, in the beginning, my timer, I forgot. In the beginning, when Jolene was going into prison, they actually skipped where it was showing like everyone lined up, and when you know that they were like stripping her to check her, they kind of zoomed past that. Because in the manga there was more of where it shows like other inmates and they're showing them, and I think there was one girl who was like brolic and she kind of looked like a man, and she was like, oh, this and that. Well, they did cut a lot of parts. The opening was really good. I really liked it. And you know, it's been a while since I've watched it. You know, the ending song could have been better, but I think that's foreshadowing that we already know what happens at the ending of the series. And man, my man Poochie, yo, I agree with him with prime numbers. I only count in prime numbers. But yeah, good show. If you not watched JoJo, man, start from part 1. Don't part skip like some cucks that do it. But don't worry, there's a lot of kumable women in other parts. But yeah, but it's a really good show. I can't wait for the second half or the third half. I think it might be 3 seasons or 3 parts for this, for Poochie, because you know he gets, spoiler alert. Is it spoiler alerts? Okay, spoiler alert for a bit. He does have 3 forms, so I feel like they're gonna do each season for each form, where he gets White Snake for the first season, Sea Moon, and then Made in Heaven. But I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to spoil much, because this is kind of going to spoiler territory. But great show. I wonder how they're gonna do the ending, and I wonder how Made in Heaven is gonna, how the sound effects are gonna be, and how they're gonna animate that part. Because if it does, it better be hype. Like, I'm hyped for this part. But can't wait for part 7. I wonder if. Alright, so those were all the animes I've watched for this season. My little quick take on it, what was it about a bit, and if I liked it or not. Yeah, so I'm not gonna mention the TV shorts that I've seen, because I feel like the shorts are not really much. I don't know, I just don't want to make the video even longer than it is. But if you're wondering what I've seen, 180 Byode Kimi wo Shiwase ni Dekiru ka, which was like a ASMR type anime. Then there was Denji Meets Girl, which was like a little 2-minute anime, which was interesting. I wish there was more to show than what they showed, but I don't know if there might be a season 2. It kind of feels like there isn't, but it's a quick little show, and it was actually pretty decent. Kagi Nado, which was, man, have you seen Clannad? It's the same people who make Clannad, Angel Beats, and the other series, or should I say novels. Pretty cool. I was waiting to see the ending kind of that series. Like, was like, oh shit. If only they had that more into the show. But well, whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yukunara Mug season 2. I'm hoping for a season 3. I know I said I wasn't gonna talk much about the shorts, but hey. But in the Mug, I feel that was a cop out, where they made the Mexican girl and the shit, decided to display her little mug, a little like set instead of her own. I felt like a cop out. That was a cop out to be like, yo, there's a season 3 coming. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about the anime. So usually in my Let's Talk About, I usually like say 2 mangas. So I am gonna mention 2 mangas this time, because I usually skip it because the videos tend to end up being like super long.
Alright guys, for the manga, the first manga I'm going to be talking about is Sing Erina, or Utae Erina. And it's made by, or the author is Sato Futaba, and it's a 1-volume manga which I bought. And yeah, it's a cute story about a girl named Erina. And if you like ancient Greece, well, there's a lot of cultural ancient Greece stuff in the manga, or takes place in ancient Greece. And it takes place where Erina just joins a school of or a girls' school, because I think the schools were actually separate back in the day, where it was like a boys' school and a girls' school. And yeah, she goes to her own school. She learns like arts, singing, acting, plays, I guess, the acting one, what I said. So yeah, cute story. It's not really gonna get much. It's mostly like a historical type anime, or manga I should say. And judging by the creator's picture I see here, it looks like she like is interested in ancient Greece, or the culture of ancient Greece. So the manga also has like a lot of culture. So I read it, I own it, so it's an interesting story. I would recommend it for anybody who like wants to try something new, I should say. And if you like ancient Greece, I recommend the manga, because it's a cute story, or it's a fun story. The next manga I'm going to be talking about is Bad Girl Exorcist Reina, or Furio Taimashi Reina. I apologize if I messed that up. Alright, so the author was Otosama, or what I see here is Otosama, and this is actually a pretty funny book. So if you do like supernatural mangas or animes, like this season we had The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window, or Sankako Mado no Sotogawa wa Yoru, or should I say, and we had Meruko-chan. I apologize if I said that wrong too. So yeah, so this is also a Bad Girl Exorcist Reina. So this is a let's just say a student who comes to school, and she's a Yankee, a blonde Yankee. If you don't know what a Yankee is, that's how they like talk about like thugs in Japan.
You know, they're like the ones who are like the best characters in every manga. but yeah. So yeah, she's a Yankee. At first, it's like, oh my god, this Yankee is gonna like is like a bully, but then you realize, oh, she's actually an exorcist, and funny stuff prevail in the rest of the manga. She gets 2 friends and also a guy friend who has like is this spoiler, like a dead sister ghost pal. Whatever, so I'm not gonna spoil much. It's actually really funny. If they come up with an anime, I know this is gonna be also a good one. So if you like Meruko-chan, I think that's how you say it, and the other whatever poltergeist thing, you're gonna like this one. So Bad Girl Exorcist Reina, I highly recommend this one. It's a comedy based supernatural type manga and really funny. Alright, so that's gonna be end of my Let's Talk a Bit. I apologize for the delay. This should have come out the first week of the month, but I delayed it so much, and yeah, so I just wanted to apologize. I mean, I know a lot of people don't really watch my Let's Talk a Bit, but you know, I enjoy doing it every anime season, and just talking about what I do, or not what I do, but like talking about my opinion based on the anime that come out. So I might change up the format in the next Let's Talk a Bit, but hopefully for the next one it's gonna format it a bit better. So for anyone who actually made it this far, for the next one I'm gonna try to make it more of an interesting Let's Talk a Bit than this one. So this is gonna be the last one of how I do it like this, or how I formatted it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like it, hopefully you stay tuned to the next Let's Talk a Bit, and like I said, I'm gonna change up how I do the Let's Talk a Bit, and hopefully I keep it more entertaining, or hopefully I make it more entertaining, and hopefully you guys can stick around. See you guys in the next one.